It's the 2024 inauguration anniversary in Nigeria, and governments at the federal and state levels are taking stocks of their achievements in the past 1 year and mapping out strategies for future successes. As part of activities marking his first anniversary in office, President Bola Tinubu was in Lagos to inaugurate and launch projects. These stories and more for you in this episode of Inside Lagos. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Adedoja. Salam Adeni.
Ẹni tí ò dé kò yìn ẹkùn kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ẹni ò dé kò yìn ẹkùn kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Mo ní pé bó o bá dé kò yìn ẹkùn kan. Àwa ni center of excellence. Àwọn òyìnbó débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Haúsá débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Àwọn Ìgbò débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tá a jẹ́ ṣe. Àwa ni center of excellence. Gbogbo Yorùbá débẹ̀ wọ́n rí tí wọ́n mú lọ. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ẹni òde kò yìn ẹkùn kan. Èkó ò ní bàjẹ́ lórí àwa. Àwa ni center of excellence. Ọ̀pọ̀ ò bá dé kò yìn ẹkùn.
President Bola Tinubu has inaugurated the newly reconstructed 36-kilometer Apapa-Oworo-Shoke-Ojota Expressway, the newly rehabilitated Third Mainland Bridge, and the launch of the construction of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, among others, in Lagos. The inauguration and launch of the projects are part of activities marking the first anniversary of President Tinubu's administration on the 29th of May. President Bola Tinubu, represented by the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, was joined by the federal and state government top officials.
Reconstructed, reinforced, and very well done road. This, for me, is a great feat by any standard. This is a government that promised Nigeria the renewal of hope, and that is what we are witnessing today. Hope renewed, not just for Lagos, but for the whole of this country. It will interest some of those who are not from Lagos to know that Lagos is the cradle of the entirety of all the tribes of Nigeria. In Lagos, there is no tribe that is not represented here. And Lagos is not only welcoming, Lagos is also the seat of major empowerment. Lagos is also the only city in the whole of West Africa that any child that comes from anywhere is sure to have employment opportunities. Many of us here came from Lagos. Lagos welcomes all of us, and Lagos must not be neglected. Reconstructed Apapa-Oworo-Shoke-Ojota Expressway, Lagos, today by His Excellency, the President of our dear country.
The 36-kilometer by 10 lanes paved road, which began under the Muhammadu Buhari administration and completed by President Tinubu, was financed by the Dangote Group using tax credits. The road is expected to bring relief to port users and operators who had suffered great losses as a result of the bad roads and traffic problems in the area.
Is that we have two ports that it's responsible for about 80% of our cargo in this country, the Apapa Port and the Tinkan Port. Therefore, taking off loads that go all the way to the east, to the Middle East, to the north, that road needs to be well fixed. So bringing all these together, we are very happy that all these roads have now been fixed. The Third Mainland Bridge, about 13 kilometers of it, with all the expansion joints.
Our special advisor said that no, we have to go and reduce the structure, the design of the road, because it's too much. An aircraft can actually land on the road. The Apapa-Oworo-Shoke road is a critical artery that connects various markets to the Nigerian ports and other key economic centers. It is also a major exit route for export and non-oil goods from Nigeria. There's a lot of noise on this tax credit, concrete road, so I think it's better that we look at it, and time will tell. In the next 20 years, you'll come back by the grace of God and see that this road is still intact.
The concrete technology did not start in my state, but I can say that our state was the first in 1950 to do concrete road at the famous Niger Sea. But the person that brought concrete road to bear is still President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When he used that technology, many of us do not know that interlocking concrete ties is also another form of concrete roads. And he deployed it massively. A lot of them are still there even when he has left office, in all the VI roads.
Mr. President also inaugurated virtually the rehabilitated Third Mainland Bridge.
It's not just a rehabilitation. We did quite more than rehabilitation. All the expansion joints had given way, and they transmitted load directly to the bearing, and the bearing under now gave way. I'm happy to announce that Mr. President, as the chairman of FEC, banned nationwide any form of excavation of sand or mining of sand 10 kilometers downstream of any bridge and the upstream of any bridge. So if you are going to excavate for any sand, it has to be 10 kilometers away. We're also working in Murtala Mohammed Bridge and a couple of other bridges.
The Third Mainland Bridge has high vehicular traffic as many residents commute to and from the Lagos mainland to the island, which is the commercial hub of Lagos State. Motorists have been warned to maintain the speed limit of 80 kilometers per hour on the bridge. Third Mainland Bridge measures 11.8 kilometers in length, has undergone rounds of repairs and replacement of bearings and worn-out expansion joints. But this is the first time this bridge will be witnessing a comprehensive repairs and complete asphalt resurfacing since its construction 34 years ago.
It's another homecoming for President Bola Tinubu as he arrives Section 1, Phase 1 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway in company of state governors, members of the National Assembly, APC party leaders and traditional rulers. Lagos, Nigeria's commercial capital, is hosting these dignitaries to flag off the ambitious 700-kilometer superhighway, a 10-lane road project that represents President Tinubu's commitment to facilitate economic growth and improve the living standard of Nigerians.
Nigeria is committed to the construction of a network of trans-African roads. The initial steps towards achieving the audacious dream that we are all witnessing today was well nurtured by our visionary president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR.
The road is done with 11 inches concrete pavement using Y20 reinforcement. The project is procured and is to be completed in sections. First section, we've done over 1.3 kilometers completed, and that's what we came in through. And the second section has been awarded, which is going to stop at the border between Ogun and Ondo, which means that by the time we do the second section, the entire Lagos and Ogun being completed. And like I said before, Mr. President had directed that Section 3 and 4 be started at Cross River and Akwa Ibom, and design is completed, and very soon we will start procurement. May 29th, 2023, we have over 40 new projects ongoing throughout the 6 geopolitical zones. Today we have selected some of the roads and bridges to represent the rest of the new projects for Mr. President to flag off. We are not just starting from one point, we are starting this Section 1 in about 4 locations. At the end of the project, we are about starting concreting. So the target is to finish this Section 1, not in 36 months, but in 24 months.
Now that you are our president, that we can see monumental things happening in the country as you have done in these dear states. I stand here truly proud as a man that is seeing this transformation going on. Mr. President, you deserve a big round of applause. This is not about you. This is not about your renewed hope. This is about a generational change that you're doing. This is about writing the future that we all dream about in an era where it's coming to reality. And therefore, Mr. President, I can only pray and wish that as you have started this, we will see to a logical conclusion. Not only will Lagos begin to breathe, because we have a deep sea port that this is going to, we can begin to see economic activity And you can begin to see that journeys that hitherto will take long hours, we can handshake within a couple of hours and minutes.
Infrastructure is the key enabler to economic transformation. And Mr. President, you have demonstrated this when you were governor of Lagos State, and you have continued to demonstrate this as the president of Nigeria. Not only will this road connect our different states, it would also ease the travel time for people, for goods and services.
Visionaries never get easy passage to push through the progressive agenda without a dogged fight from different interest groups, especially partisan interests. It's my appeal that Your Excellency do everything possible to make this dream and others like the Badagry-Sokoto Expressway a reality. People of Nigeria, including generations unborn, will look back and remember a certain President Tinubu who saw what many did not see.
The presence of the governors of the subnational entities here today is a testimony to the national acceptance of this coastal road going from Lagos to Calabar as a national project.
For a man who conceived the idea of a coastal highway as a governor, achieving it as a president surely gives him bragging rights.
The dream is realizable. We will do this road. We are determined to do it. The project is just more than a mere road. It's a symbol of hope, unity, and prosperity during the period of construction. The road will provide direct employment for thousands of people and indirect employment for tens of thousands of artisans and more. Economic opportunity for millions is being opened. It will fast-track the community development. It will bring development closer to the people and give 30 million people improved access to production and marketing centers. Geometry teaches us that a straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points. Go for it. To me, today is my day to brag. It's my bragging day. Don't be afraid. We will do this road. 700 kilometers. It will be a success for Nigeria, and we'll do more of this.
As part of the renewed hope agenda, the president flagged off the 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, 1,000-kilometer Sokoto-Badagry Highway, a design and procurement of 461-kilometer Africa Trans-Sahara route, and the reconstruction and rehabilitation of 330 roads across the 6 geopolitical zones.
This is a major transformation for Nigeria. We're going to see economic transformation, the prosperity is unprecedented. We are going to see the development of industries like the steel industry, even the cement industry will pick up. Construction is one of the major drivers for job creation and for economic prosperity.
This is a historic project for Nigeria. It's not a project for one man or one person. That is why I want all of Nigeria to embrace this project. It's not a project for APC. It's not a project for Bola Tinubu. We should own this project. And if we own it, the possibilities are incredible.
Jackpot Expat syndrome is the movement of Nigerians to foreign countries for greener pastures. This has no doubt affected the medical profession in the country. But the Lagos State government is about to find a lasting solution to the brain drain. The State Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, said this during a ministerial press briefing on activities of his ministry in the past 1 year. Have a listen. It's the turn of the Ministry of Health to brief journalists on the first year of the second term in office of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. For the media, their achievements cannot come without questioning.
This is the place they will always look to you. But unfortunately, from Lagos, we also move in droves.
The Nigeria Medical Association, in its statistics, says Nigeria has 1 doctor to 10,000 patients, which is a far cry from the WHO recommendation of 1 doctor to 600 patients. But what is the Lagos State government doing differently to stop the brain drain?
We have a very, very elaborate and strategic plan to establish a standalone University of Medicine and Allied Health Professionals. We plan to increase the number of medical students, nurses, and other allied health professional intake several-fold in the next 2 to 3 years. The more you produce, the more you're going to be able to retain professionals in Lagos and in Nigeria.
Following the previous successes recorded with Ebola virus disease and the COVID-19 pandemic, Professor Abayomi reacted to the WHO warning about the risk of the next pandemic and the HPAI, highly pathogenic avian influenza, that is highly contagious and often deadly.
We have developed the plans. We have designed the Infectious Disease Research Institute. We did that because we learned during COVID that the IDH needs a very elaborate institution that will be able to collaborate with international investigators and be able to determine through very strict surveillance what is happening in our environment and what is happening around the world, so that we have advanced intelligence on the possibility of any potential outbreak or pandemic.
The commissioner said notable projects that are currently in construction includes the new 150-bed Massey Street Children's Specialist Hospital, the 280-bed Ojo General Hospital, the 500-bed Ketuejene Mental Health Institute, and the 120-bed Shomolu General Hospital. He also adds that the state is committed to meeting the standard of the national target of 1 primary healthcare center per ward. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, his deputy Obafemi Hamzat, and members of the State Executive Council have paid tribute to the late Deputy Chief of Staff in the state, Gboyega Soyomwo. At a night of tribute in honor of the late Soyomwo at the Lagos House, Ikeja, Governor Sanwo-Olu said he has lost the finest public servants in the state. It's a day to say farewell to one of the Lagos State's finest public servants, Gboyega Soyomwo, the late Deputy Chief of Staff to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. His death is a bitter pill to swallow for members of the State Executive Council, his family, and friends. They gathered here not only to say goodbye as they mourn their loss, but to also recall sweet memories they shared with GS.
As I in particular reflect on the last 44 years of our friendship, I am filled with a deep sense of gratitude for his life. GS, as we used to call him, became the Deputy Chief of Staff to His Excellency, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Executive Governor of Lagos State. DCOS, as he was called later, excelled at his job till God called him home.
We are going to miss him because he has touched the life of every one of us standing before you this evening. On that Wednesday, when the news broke out, I was with Mr. Segun Sanwo-Olu. We both went to see with the hope of seeing him at Lasut. But few minutes before we got there, that was the end.
The accolades, profound accounts of professional conduct of the deceased and virtue of his generosity shared by those who had the opportunity to encounter him literally became the consoling legacy left for the bereaved family.
Dicos lived every day as if it was his last, positively imparting lives, shining the light for others to find a way and bringing smiles and hopes to those who came across his path in life. By virtue of his office, Mr. Gboyega Shinyawo was a broad cross-section of all people of Lagos State. We are deeply aggrieved. May Dicos soul rest in eternal peace.
A true ambassador who shared the vision and ideas in achieving a greater Lagos with us. No doubt, the Executive Council, the Lagos State Public Service, his family and friends, and the entire people of Lagos State would miss his invaluable contributions and great service to humanity.
As we bid farewell to our dear brother, colleague, and friend, we take solace in the memories we share together as one EXCO family and the lasting impact made by him. We're deeply saddened by his death because he left us too soon. However, we're grateful to God for gifting him to us and for the invaluable contributions made by him before his transition to glory.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Time, mighty one, time, one who sits high but looks way down low. Oh, yeah, yeah. There's no mountain you cannot move. If you have said it, then you will do it.
The late Soyonwo was appointed the Deputy Chief of Staff to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, a position he held till his death. They described him as a silent workaholic and farewellist to the core who led a life of service.
Gboyega doesn't leave things hanging. It's not in his DNA. It's not wired like that. Everything must be dotted. You must do everything the right way. Everything must be perfect. I know it's only God that is perfect.
For Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, he has lost a confident and good manager.
Gboyega has helped me being a better governor than I am today. The Chief of Staff manages the Chief of Staff and everything. There are about 2,000 of them. But Gboyega manages the governor, and he manages everything about me. And he does it so effortlessly. He understands what the job entails. He appreciates the dynamics. He understands how tedious and how demanding that job is. And for once, I never shouted at him, because all you need to do was to tell Gboyega once, Oga, it's done.
He described the late Deputy Chief of Staff as a rallying point in the governor's office, extolling his commitment and dedication to any cause he had conviction. The governor revealed that he and the deceased had been together for 20 years and they both had stints in the banking sector before moving to government together. Gboyega Olumade Soyonwo died during a brief illness on Wednesday, the 15th of May, at the age of 55.
Ọmọ alárẹ̀, ọmọ Awùjalẹ̀, ọmọ arójòjòyè, ọmọ alágẹmọ Ògún, ọmọ aládìyẹ ògbógbòmọ̀gà, ọmọ adìyẹ bàlókùn, ara òrókùn, ara òradìyẹ.
He is survived by his wife, Yewande, and 2 children. On Thursday, 23rd of May, the remains of the late Deputy Chief of Staff was cremated to Mother Earth at the Vaults Gardens, Ikoyi, after a funeral service at the Redeemed Christian Church of God. The death of Boyega Soyonwo is indeed a great loss to the Lagos State government. May God console his family and the state government. May his soul rest in peace. And that does it on today's edition of Inside Lagos. Many thanks for being there. I'm Adedoja. Salam Adeni.